She won't tell you this. She'll keep it buried beneath sarcastic texts and half-smiles. She'll act like she didn't notice what you said, how you looked either, how close you stood when you spoke. But her body noticed, her nervous system noticed, her soul noticed, because whether she says it out loud or not. A woman knows when a man is flirting in a way that feels different, not like the boys who try too hard. Not like the men will perform, brag, or talk their way onto attention, but in the way Flirt's quiet, controlled, charged, like electricity under the surface of calm. Most men flirt to get a response. A Stoic man flirts to create a feeling, and that's what she never forgets. It's not the words that linger. It's the sensation. It's the way her heart quickens when he looks at her without smiling, but with intention. It's the way he listens not to respond, but to see her. It's the calm confidence in the way he stands, the way he doesn't chase, the way he doesn't need anything from her. And yet his presence shifts her wild mood, you see. Most men rely on wasp-cleaver lines, exaggerate, flashy status. But theft flirting she secretly loves is the kin that doesn't scream. For her attention, pulls it without trying, without force, without aspiration. It's the eye contact that holds without clinging, the slight smirk that says, I see you. The way he walks away first, leaving her thinking, wondering, craving, and the truth is, a woman's desire doesn't lie. Vine what to say, without explaining the tension between what's said and what is left unsaid. This video is not for men who want quick tricks. It's for the man becoming unshakable. The man who leads with presence. The mono understands that thought most. Seductive akin of flirting is restraint. 'Cause a Stoic man flirts. It's not to impress her. Adored, it's to con something in her. She didn't invento. She was waiting to feel. Ready Tobe, come that man. Let's begin in flirting. For most men, that word brings up images of corny pickup lines, awkward smiles, or a loud performance of false confidence. For others, it's a game of overcompensating, trying to impress her with status, jokes, or charm that comes off more anxious than attractive. But others, the truth. Women don't fall for us. They fall for the man who can create electricity in silence. A man who doesn't perform bat projects. A man who doesn't try to drive his worth back. It's here embodies it. You see, women are wired to respond toner energy. Not the energy you shove varian, but the energy you hold in your core. It's in your presence, your stillness, your ability to stay centered. When other men are desperate for validation, she notices. Even if she pretends not to, she notices the way. Yeah, I went to Therum, not rushed, not needy, not scanning for attention. She noticed show you speak. Not too much, not too fast, but with precision. She'll notice show you don't look away quickly when your eyes meet hers. But you also don't leer. She notices when you don't jump at Voria opportunity to talk because you didn't chase moments. You choose them. Not as flirting, not the kind that get cheap laws or temporary interest. It's the keen that lives in her memory long after the conversation ends. Stoic man understands this. He doesn't flirt for attention. He flirts with restraint, with gravity, with self-command. He understands that real flirting isn't about saying the right thing. It's about creating an experience. It's the emotion bend, the words. It's the silence between sentences. The subtext, thought says, I didn't need you, but I'm fully present with you. That kind of mando sen havito tell a woman he's confident. He doesn't try to make her law, but when he finally does, it means something. He doesn't complain in their appearance immediately, but when he gives a compliment, it cuts deep. He doesn't fumble over his words. Baza speaks only when he means to. This is not about manipulation. This is a boot mastery. It's about emotional discipline, masculine presence, and energetic leadership, and the woman ho-ho's done thinner work. Woman ho says matured beyond surface-level validation. She's not turned on by Thig, who tries too hard. Man who's drawn almost magnetically tough. Man who moves like he knows who haze. That's what we're building in this video. It's not just another list of flirting tips, but a deeper understanding of how to lead with presence and create tension without ever being theatrical. Because when a Stoic man flirts, he doesn't just get her attention. He awakens her curiosity, her femininity. her desire. And the best part, she never even be able to talk. Explain why, as she'll just feel it on remember you, let's begin. One eye contact that doesn't flinch. The silent language of power. Most men either stare too long and mock her uncomfortable, or they look away too quickly and seem mature. But a Stoic monk knows how to hold eye contact with calm precision. He doesn't scan the room head-assant, break under pressure. When high size meet hers, there's no question of his intent. His calm will present. It's kin of eye contact, communicatissiming primal, a message that says, I see you. I'm not chessing, but I'm aware. Women are biologically wired to respond ton, and verbal cues, and thighs when steady and relaxed transmit strength. They convey, I don't need you, but I see value in you. She will look away first, smile slightly, may boot out her neck, but she'll remember the way your eyes made her feel. That kind of look lingers. It's not because of what you did, but because of what you withheld. This eye contact says, I've seen storms and survived them. It shows that you don't fear connection, but you also don't crave approval. When your gazi is steady, it creates mystery. It starts to wonder what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what kind of man you earned, or neth the calm. The energy behind your stillness creates a feeling she won't be able to shake. She'll go home thinking about it, replaying it, feeling something unexplainable. It's power to subtle touches that respect her space. The language of safe masculinity. This isn't about being physical for the sake of being physical. Stoic flirting grass picks boundaries while express unintentional presence. A light brush offhand when passing her something a grounded, touch on her back when jinger throw a crowd. The kind of touch thought says, I'm here, I lead with care and not hunger. Womaness, how you touch, if it's rushed or careless, it signals desperation. But if it's grounded steady. Brief and respectful, it activates her in ways shadows even understand. You're not claiming her space, you're reading calm to it. Your touch should feel like a momentary pulse. Settle now, to feel accidental, but firm now, to linger in her nervous system. It's not about lust, it's about leadership through energy. 3 playful challenges. It's disrupting her script without losing respect. Agree with the very thing she says. They nod. They law too loud. He validate without question. But a Stoic man knows better. He challenged plately not to win, but tongage. And she says, I'm always right, you. Smile and respond. That explains a lot. When she flirts, you smirk andriply. Is that your best move? Renat, trying to insult? You're creating Nema. It shows you're not intimidated by her charm. You won't fold under her social presence. This Kratessa dance tension she feels Ona deplorable. She begins to respect you more because you don't seek her validation. Which challenge. Her 2 meadow is unequal, and that psychologicalist is attraction. For intentional pauses, the power of charged silence. Women listen between your words. They feel your emotional rhythm, and the man wanos knows how to pause. Who doesn't rush toss peak creates mystery, confidence, and grounding. When you respond too fast, it's often reactive. But when you pause, breathe, think, then respond, she feels that your intentional gives weight. To your words, it allows her space to reflect, and that space create attraction. Silence isn't awkward, I fear. At peace with yourself. Stoic man isn't afraid of empty space because it's full internally. And when she leans into the pose, she leans into you. 5 complainants that reflect depth, not surface-level observations. Beautiful Eskimon. Gorgeous ice everywhere. But when you say you have a way off, making people feel calm or there's something in your presence that's grounding. It cuts through the noise. Women are used to being noticed for how they look. What they crave is being seen for who they are. When your compliment reveals something beyond the surface, something she didn't even know she was sharing, she'll never forget it. Create emotional intimacy. She associates your presence with being understood. 6. Leaving on a high note. The art of emotional echo. Most men stay too long. They overextend. But a Stoic man knows swan to walk away when the energetic she's smiling. When Theater is fresh, that's when he exits. Tactic leaves her wanting more. Oh, you're not there for endless validation. You know the moment, and you're expected enough to protect it. You didn't dilute her presence by staying dental. If that spark fades, you end the interaction. Bored overextends, leaving her with a positive. High energy, emotional imprint. In that lingering will bring her back. Whether with a message, a glance, or a conversation that starts with, "I was just thinking about you." 7. Flirting through presence. You'll tomatize nil of strength. You don't need flashy moves or loud jokes or of a thought confidence. Stoic man flirts with his presence. He listens deeply, speaks only when it matters. Still intard. And in that stillness, women feel safe in a world that's constantly shouting. As Manuel whispers, not with his voice, but with his being. And that's the most seductive form of flirting a woman will ever experience. These aren't tactics. They're reflections. Of who you are, you need toked. You just need toe line. Because when you embody presence, restraint, and grounded confidence, shed a sonant, just notice, she remembers you even long after you're gone. If you've made it this far, you're not like most men. You're not chasing gimmicks. You're not chasing women. You're chasing mastery over yourself, your energy, your presence, and that's rare. Flirting isn't about saying the perfect line. It's about becoming the kind of man who descended to try so hard because of very thing about him. From his silence, his gaze, to his emotional rhythm already speaks volumes. Women don't remember them and who shouted the loudest. They'll remember the men who move it with calm, confidence, the ones who could flare it without saying much, the ones who didn't need to be noticed because their presence was impossible to ignore. So if you're ready to become that man, Talif with stillness, flirt with intention and lead from a place of inner power, you're in the right place. Hit that subscribe button right now. Join a brotherhood of men who don't play games. They master themselves. Tap the like button if this video resonated with your cell. Not for validation, but to enforce a theme movement we're building, one man at a time. And if you know a friend who's still out there chasing attention, send this to him. What he needs isn't more advice. It's alignment. This is Stoic paradox, where men become forces of nature, where women feel drawn, not chased, and where not from what you say, but from what you hold. See you in the next stone, brother. Stay grounded, stay dangerous. Big